I was asked that question a while back. Well, there were a group of us together. And that question was asked to us, and everybody had an answer back. I'm like, oh, don't ask me, I don't know. I'm like, I got only get to pick one. And then I'm like, okay, which one's my favorite? There's a little bit of indecisiveness in me. Sometimes it's like trying to choose a Baskin Robbins out of 31 flavors. Oh. Where is your happy place? So I got to hear a lot of ideas, and some people are like, oh, mountain climbing. That'd be my least happy place. I mean, anywhere I thought. My feet are not on the ground. I am not in a happy place. But I got to thinking about it. Oh, my happy place. I don't know. It's kind of like the Charles Schultz book, Happiness is a Warm Blanket. That's kind of neat. Got my chair and a blanket. I could stay there for hours. It's a happy place for me. And I'm thinking about my happy place when I was a kid is a little bit different than my happy place as an adult. But then, all of a sudden, it hit me this morning when we sang How Great Thou Art. Right before we sang that song, I was thinking of where was my happy place as a kid? Oh, where my newest toys were or whatever. Yeah, kind of. My happy place when I was a kid was my grandma's house, especially the back bedroom. And I didn't know it then, but I thought it was my happy place because she made me cinnamon toast and cut off the crust. Unlimited access to the ding-dongs in the cabinet. That was a great time and a great place. At the same time, there was always a tape player on the table, and not too far from the candy dish. That was always full, till I left. But the tape player and the songs, and my grandma never sat down. She was always walking around and singing to the tape player, singing these songs, and she would get to parts of these songs that she said loud, and she said harmony, and she would get to parts of these songs and How Great Thou Art. I scarce can take it in, and her voice would crack, and she would begin to cry. Wow, that's interesting. There's the ding dongs. I didn't realize it then, but all that stuff comes flooding back to me and takes me back to my happy place. And whether my grandma knew it or not, I think she did. She was putting me in a place to prepare me and prepare my heart to know Jesus. I know my grandma knew Jesus. I saw my grandma in her happy place. And that put me in a happy place. And so my goal, I could just be a tiny bit like grandma and be that happy place for someone else. That's amazing. The things that God puts in our life and the people He puts in our lives to bring us to Him because He knows our happy place is when we're with Jesus. Yeah, sometimes it includes, a warm blanket. It includes our family. It includes our friends. But it's not really a happy place until you have Jesus right there with you. So I'm going to read a little bit from Luke, chapter 17, chapter 6, verse 17. He came down with them and stood on a level place with a great crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, and the coast of Tyre and Sidon. They had come to hear him and to be healed of their diseases, and those who were troubled with unclean spirits were cured. And all of the crowd were trying to touch him, for power came out from him and healed all of them. They knew the happy place. Happy place with Jesus, because then he shows you how to be happiness for the ones that you love and the ones that he loves. God, we thank you for everything you bless us with. And sometimes we don't stop and think about those blessings as we should. But you give us our family. You give us our friends. You give us those moments that we can share with one another. And you put Jesus right there in the middle of it. So carefully planned. We pray that we don't miss those moments. We pray this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Rainey, do you want to introduce this at all?
So this is just a video about the camp I go to in the summer. I don't know if you know, it's Camp, and it's a church camp for kids my age in high school. And that's like my happy place. So it's just like an amazing opportunity for kids to get to know Jesus there. And it's like, I'm so thankful that I get to go. So thank you to all of you that contributed to that. And so yeah.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took the grave, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found reason 99. I couldn't hurt, and I don't deserve it. Sin, you give yourself away. Holy, overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. When I was your fault, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me.
My words for you today come from, based on these words from the 17th chapter of the book of Jeremiah, which happened to be on the back of the bulletin. It's a little bit different translation than the one that I was reading to. You're welcome to follow along. This is what the Lord says. Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who depends on flesh for his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. He will be like a bush in the wastelands. He will not see prosperity when it comes. He will dwell in the parched places of the desert, in a salt land where no one lives. But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. He will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the streams. It will not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in the fear of drought and never fails to bear fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward a man according to his conduct, according to what his deeds deserve. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Now, when I heard these words for the first time this week, I knew there was a line in there that popped out to me. I was trying to place where it was from. Well, about 18 years ago, when I felt this calling, if you will, into the ministry, my pastor in Raymond and I were very close in conversation and relationship, and I mentioned it to him that I felt like I was being called to go into the CLP program and be trained, and he was supportive of that. I said, "That's good, see what we need to do to make that happen." Well, I had no idea that the next Sunday at church worship, he calls me up front and starts telling everybody what I've got on my mind, and then he starts praying for me. Man, you talk about putting a guy on the spot. I was just between he and I saying a few things here, and the next thing you know, he's got the congregation praying for me to begin this journey in the ministry. Now, the reason that this pops in my head is because he gave me this ink, which he was a bit of a woodworker, and I think he made it. This is what he did. And it's engraved on here, Jeremiah 17, verse 7, which is that line about the man who puts his trust in God, places his confidence in him. In fact, it was came in a nice little wooden box that he had that engraved into the top, that verse engraved into the top of the box. This pen now is just for show. I discovered it. I found it in my desk drawer because it no longer functions, because the ink inside the cartridge leaked inside of it, and it's all buttoned up and blue, and there we pull it apart. It's for show. But it still was enough to trigger me back into this story. And to put it in context, I like to do that. Jeremiah, he's had a rough life. He gets called into being a prophet by God at a young age. And it's a very uneasy time in the life of Israel, because the Babylonian army is knocking on the door. And Jeremiah makes this prophecy to the people. This is what the Lord says. He basically says, there's two kinds of people. Somewhere I read there, some guy said, there's two kinds of people. One is the kind that puts people in a group of two kinds of people, and the other one is just let everybody, just sees everybody as they are. Well, here we are. This is being biblical. We're putting people in two kinds of two groups of people, if you will. One puts their trust in man and what man can do, and the other trusts God. And he uses this example of a bush in the desert, struggling to survive as the man, the one who puts her in their trust in man. And then the one who puts their trust in God is like a tree planted by a stream, where it has abundant supply of water. Now, if you want to be in the first group, the one that just trusts himself, it's really easy. There are no initiation fees or books you have to read on it. Doesn't cost you anything. Well, initially. Do you have a good thing in your ear? Just think about owning yourself. Do whatever you want. Eat, drink, and be merry. Don't care about anybody else or anything. Just look out for number one. And you're in it. You're part of that group. Now, the other choice is to be the tree by the stream. And that makes us make a choice to trust God. You see that first bunch? They only believe and trust in what they can see, touch, examine scientifically. But to be in the second group requires faith. Requires faith to the degree where you begin to discover that life is easier when you trust in God fully in all aspects of your life. And that, my friends, is the journey that I'm confident we're all on, is to discover what that means. Trust God fully in our lives. So Jeremiah is saying these words to a group of people who are about to be exiled out of Israel, taken to a foreign land in service, if you will. Dispersed across these great nations to the east. And he's saying, if you go on your own and just looking out for yourself, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. If you go trusting in God, then God is with you to provide for you, to empower you, to bless you in your life. The choice, Jeremiah is telling the people, it's up to you. So what does that have to do with us? Well, we have times in our lives where things get tough, when we're honest with us. You know, it doesn't say that the tree by the water has a name. It does say when it gets tough, when there's a drought, when conditions are getting hard to bear, that it still finds its strength, its nourishment, its life, because it's planted by the stream. And we have those times, whether it's a problem in a relationship, a problem with our health, a problem with economics in our lives, you name it, a problem at work. We have those situations. And when we allow the situation to overwhelm us, then we're just like that scrub brush out of the desert. But if we're anchored in as a tree by the water, then even when times are tough, we have this inner strength, this hope, this blessedness. Jeremiah. We put our trust in the God who knows us, who loves us, who watches over us, as we heard in Psalm 121 this morning, as we began. then we have this line in this story, these words that I shared with you about how the heart receives. And the truth of that matter is we have a hard time being honest with ourselves. Don't we? Or maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. You guys probably got it all worked out. I have a hard time with being honest with myself. My wife tells me that sometimes. I have a hard time. Points things out. And it's good. I need somebody to point things out where I might be on the wrong track. Ever had a doctor tell you that? Perhaps you need to make an adjustment in your lifestyle here so that your body can stand it. It only takes so much abuse. We have a hard time. Our hearts deceive ourselves. Earlier this week, in a reading from Jesus' Poem, which I go to daily, were these words that I thought were sort of appropriate today. I put them on the screen. Oh, there's my line that's on Jeremiah 7:7. Put that one. With these words from Jesus' Poem. So let me be your positive focus. When you look to me, knowing me as God with you, you experience joy. This is according to my ancient design when I first crafted man. Modern man seeks his positive focus elsewhere, in sports, in sensations, acquiring new possessions, and advertising capitalizes on the longing of people for a positive focus in their lives. I plant that longing in human souls, knowing that only I could fully satisfy it. So delight yourself in me. Let me become the desire of your heart. It's that line in there. This is according to my ancient design when I first crafted man. You don't have to go back to Genesis 1. And God forms us out of the dust, right? And he says, let's make man in our image. God made us be spiritual beings to find this connection that we have with God, to discover that, and to embrace it, to seek it out fully. God says, you can chase after all kinds of stuff. And we do it. You can look around the world. You find, hey, back to me again, my heart receiving. I've chased after things in my life. Really thought it's what I needed. It wasn't. So then you chase after something else. It's nice for a while. But then there's something else. And there's something else. When really, this longing in us is to connect us to God and find that which brings us joy, which brings us peace, which brings us hope, which brings us life. So like that tree by the water, the part of the tree that we can't see is the part that is anchored into the earth, those roots, the mighty roots, and then the little hair ones that come off of it and go down and down and find life through the tree. Find the nutrients, the water that the tree needs, right? Our roots, the roots of our hearts need to go down into the faith, into the Word, into the presence of God, to find that life, that living water, that joy of making that connection with our God. Trees. It's a common symbol in the Bible. At the very beginning, we have the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Garden of Eden. What does God tell you? Adam and Eve. Stay away from that tree. Don't eat of it. Sit in its shade. Enjoy its beauty. Don't eat its fruit. Whether you eat its fruit. Messes up everything for everybody. We have a tree on which our Savior died. The focal point, the balancing point of all life, our relationship with God, hangs in that tree, our Savior. It's Christ, our Lord. Go to the end of life. There's a tree. The waters flow from the throne of God along its shore. The tree of life. It grows in all seasons. Its leaves provide healing. Its fruit provides life. We are like a tree planted along the water. What's the word planted in there? It wasn't. It's a purposeful thing. Sown by the water, this living water, so that we may survive, that we may thrive, that we may bear fruit, that we may plant seeds, so that others become of this God who loves us, of who today. Oh, I got so many. So as Janice makes her way up to the organ, I'd like you to stand and sing together, please.